Hello, everyone, and welcome to Real Reviews Live. I'm Chase Lee, and I'm here to review another selection from the Dallas International Film Festival, and this is my 12th movie of the festival so far, and that would be Who Am I? No System is Safe. And this is a German film, and of course, it's spoken in German. So there is English subtitles. So if you're not a fan of subtitles, it's okay. So here's the synopsis for this movie. A young, friendless computer geek becomes the most wanted man after he joins a crew of daredevil hackers in this fast-paced techno thriller from director Baran Boadar, fusing high-stakes intrigue, crackling tension, and stylish action sequences. It's set to a really cool soundtrack, and it's suspenseful. I mean, that's basically all it says. Okay, so essentially what this movie is, this guy, he's kind of a nobody. He has no friends, and so he meets up with three other kind of hackers that are like, they're kind of like on the ground floor. They're not anonymous, but they are, they're starting to kind of build their repertoire a little bit. And so they form the group called Clay, which is Clowns Laughing at You. And then they start, hacking into corporations and doing all of what hackers do, and they make a name for themselves online, kind of like what Anonymous does. If you guys don't know what Anonymous is, they are probably the most infamous group of hackers in the world right now. And this movie, I'm not gonna lie, director, I don't know if you watch Fight Club, but this movie is pretty damn similar to the Fight Club. It's I don't want to reveal anything that happens at the end, but there's some Fight Club isms that happen. So I'm not saying that's the director's fault. And the thing about this movie is that it still has its own identity, pun intended, but it feels fresh, it feels new, it feels like something we haven't seen in quite some time. So I'll let it pass because it's super stylistic and it's very suspenseful. You were like literally on the edge of your seat, and I think with the techno soundtrack, it kind of just furthers that like excitement and suspension in you to like just know what's going to happen next. And what I really liked about the directing, I've never seen this in a film, I believe. They take the whole like internet concept and they put it like on a subway. It's like all dark and gritty, and there's a bunch of bodies with masks on, and they're just kind of talking. It's almost like we're seeing like a visual representation of a chat room, and it was cool. It was super creepy, super atmospheric. I love the tone of it. And there's like a masked hacker called MRX, and he's got this white mask with a huge black X on his face, and he's kind of like the head honcho. Like he's the one that like does all the bad things. Like, and we have no idea who this guy is. Like he's not even revealed until the very end, and we kind of just have this feeling that like he's part of the government or something. Like that's what's great about this is it's a great like representation of what is actually on the internet. You don't know who's behind the username. You don't know who's behind that comment. You might have a profile picture, but you don't know what they actually look like. They could be faking you. They could be catfishing you. And that's what I liked about this movie is that we live in a day and age where like we have no idea what hackers look like. And even when they do show their faces on camera, we don't know if it's actually them. And when it is, they usually wear a mask. And so you could be whoever you want to be. And that's what's scary about today's day and age. But I really loved just like the tone of that, those scenes where like it's like that virtual chat room, like in a subway. It's really cool. And like I said, I love the tone of it. I love the dialogue. It's so fast paced and so witty. And I loved all the characters. They had that bond where like all of them had a certain set of skills. And there's one person in like the hacking group, like there's something that happens in the movie where, they kind of do something immoral a little bit. And one of the members is like, how is this, who is this helping? What does this do? And, it brings up a really good point. Like when all these hackers across the world, like Anonymous, it's like when they do certain things, people just assume that they are the bad guys. And so sometimes they do good stuff. Here's my thoughts on Anonymous. So here's a little side rant. I think what they do for the most part is good, but they're crossing a thin line every time they do something. Like if they go one way wrong, then everyone's going to come in and attack them. But if they do something, they cross that line, they do something kind of good, and they kind of reveal like, government truths and whatever, and like what and how they're spying on all of us and stuff. I'm okay with that. I really don't care if government spy on me. Here's my phone. You want to spy on me? Look, I got a bunch of movies and stuff in my room. There's my bed. I don't ever bring women on it, so you're going to be spying on a very boring life. I mean, I don't know. I really don't care about that stuff. But when you hear about all that, it's actually okay with me. Like, let them do their thing. Like, if this is what they really want to dedicate their life to, screw it, whatever. I'm not going to go stop them. So, anyways, off that side rant. But as far as these hackers go, like, they just want to, like, be the best. And it's almost like today's times, like, Anonymous wants to be the biggest baddies. And so they want to be the baddest mofos on the hacking plan. They want to do the biggest jobs, and they want to hack into the biggest corporations. It's almost everyone's one-upping each other. And I think this what this movie focuses on is like this small group. Clay is want to try to show up MRX and everything. So there's a lot of stuff going on, like I said. And so the directing overall is slick, stylish, it's suspenseful. It's got some pretty cool action sequences. It's got, a twist at the end. But, I kind of, when the twist happened, I was like, okay. I mean, it didn't bother me. I was like, okay, I'm okay with that. And it kind of like worked in with, being online and like people can use multiple identities and stuff. So that's all I'll say. But like I said, I thought the directing was very cool. It was very specific tone, very atmospheric. Like I said, I loved the whole chat room sequence on the subway. So good job on the directing. It was very entertaining, especially just kind of breaking apart from all the documentaries I've seen at this festival so far. So the acting's good. I mean, it's not like anything where you go, damn, that guy should get an Oscar. Like, no, it's not anything like that, but it's enjoyable. Everyone kind of does their parts. Like, all the hackers seem like badasses and stuff. And, the main guy, like, he's kind of dweeby, kind of geekish and stuff. And, the actor playing that did that pretty well. And, towards the end, he kind of has this arc. And I was like, he just pulled that off. I like this guy. So, the main actor is pretty good. Everyone else does fine. I mean, they're serviceable in the movie. Let's just put it that way. Cinematography, I really liked it. Like, there's a lot of, like, of course, when you're working with a hacking movie, there's a lot of computer shots and there's a lot of, blue light on a subject and everything else is kind of black around them. And so there's a lot of like harsh shadows in this, and it's lit well, and it's like their bunker, so to speak, is kind of cool. It's like a hidden little underground fortress of like a bunch of computers like hacking stuff. And there's a lot of good camera movement, and especially with the action stuff. And when I get to the editing, the pace is ridiculous. So it kind of complements the way it's shot and the way the story progresses. So editing, movies like an hour 45. I didn't feel a drag at all. Like, I was so enthralled, and I've never been so enthralled with a foreign film, reading subtitles and watching a movie since I think The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. There's something like, listen, when I watch a foreign film, I have to do two things at once. So I don't mind reading subtitles, but like if your movie's kind of boring, it's almost like I'm just reading. But if like your movie's engaging and it gets me going, like whether it's a thriller, a drama, a comedy, whatever, if it is engaging to me, I don't mind doing both at once. So that's what was really cool about this movie. I was looking at the visuals, and every time I say something, boom. Like I was literally like, I looked like a spastastic child at a candy store. I was like, yeah. Keep going. And like I was just reading. Like it was great. It was fast paced. I love the rhythm of this movie. It kind of grabs you, and it takes you on this ride, because at the beginning of the movie, the main character, gets caught, and this is at the beginning. So he gets caught, and he tells his story on how he started and stuff. And he tells the audience, and he tells the other person he's talking to, hacking is like magic. both of them deceive people. And it's true. Like hacking is, it's like a form of magic. So, you know, there's a lot of con playing and there's a lot of deception and stuff. So it kind of plays with your mind a little bit. And that kind of works in with the whole thrill ride of this movie, because it just keeps your heart pumping. It's just like, well, what's real? Is he telling the truth? Like, is it false? I don't know. But overall, I really enjoyed it. And I'm not gonna lie, for the sole reason that it was almost like Fight Club, I can't go any higher than 7. I just really can't, because like that's the one thing that kind of bothered me at the end. I was like, okay. I mean, it was good. It was a good, enjoyable movie, and I really liked it. And then once it wrapped up and the credits started rolling, I was like, you know, that was a fun, badass movie. But the more I think about it, all I think about is Fight Club. And even though it still has this like own unique voice to this, it's just, I'm sorry, if I say anything, I'm gonna spoil something. I don't want to do that. But I still think it's a very fun thrill ride about hacking. And I really like those types of movies where like it gets your heart pumping when people are just like, you know, hacking and typing on a computer. It's like, that's thrill seeking for you. Like, come on, man. But it is like, I just love those type of movies. So hacking movies are like one of my guilty pleasures, so to speak. That's why I really loved Fight Club. I really love The Social Network a lot. And that was just creating Facebook and drama and the legal stuff. Like, who would have thought that'd be thrilling? Whiplash. It's about jazz drumming. Yet that got my heart pumping, and it was adrenaline, man. And that's what this movie is. It's just pure adrenaline. It's just fun adrenaline. So I really like this. So 7 out of 10 for Who Am I? No System is Safe. And I really like the title. Like, I didn't really like the title at first, but after the movie got wrapped up, I was like, you know what? That's a great title for like the story, the characters, the twist, the tone of it. And like the internet and stuff, like it made sense, and I really enjoyed the title. So Who Am I? No System is Safe. Have you seen this movie or haven't even heard of it? Comment in the place below my face and let me know. And no one watched this live, which means no one asked questions. I will get a question one day, guys. I promise you. So thanks for watching Real Reviews live. I'm Chase Lee, and tune next time for whatever I review next, which will be a couple more Dallas International Film selections. Boom, let's wrap this up. Play some outro music. You guys ready for it? Let's do it. I don't know what that was. Okay.